What's good, man? It's your boy Cash. Welcome to the Cash Money Dream Podcast. We here. We not going nowhere. The website's up, cashmoneydreams.com. You guys need to get up on the site, man. I'm telling you, we got a lot of clips, a lot of things that you won't get on YouTube. We always have to prepare ourselves, you know what I mean, on our own platform. So if anything happens on other platforms, you can always come to the Cash Money Dreams website, cashmoneydreams.com. Make sure you guys get into that era because we here. Behind scenes, a lot of things coming up. There's a new event popping up, I think, on the blog. Remy, what's the event popping up? I think it's on the 20.
I think, it's 28th, I believe. It's Quavo and Live Miami.
Okay. Quavo. Shout out to Quavo. Anyway, so today is interesting day. You know, we were supposed to have a couple guests on the show, and sometimes things don't happen as they should. But, you know what I mean? Everything happens when it comes to the business and life and the opportunity to do what we do. It just takes time. You gotta understand this is a lot of work. I tell people when you're building a media company, it's a lot of work. And a lot of people just not going to be able to sit at that table. So we got a big show that we're going to be getting into. I think we're going to be talking about David Beckham. I make, sometimes I don't say certain names, right? And I just want to say, I always talk about LeBron James' wife. I'm always talking about Vanessa Bryant, Kobe Bryant's wife. I'm always talking about Derek Jeter's wife. I just want to say I actually appreciate David Beckham's wife. She's an amazing soul. And wow, what a strong woman. What a woman who deserves everything she has when it comes to her family and her children. Amazing. This is another woman I think we should add to the list. I don't even know her name.
Her name is Victoria Beckham.
Victoria Beckham. I tip my head off to you. You're an amazing woman. I watched a documentary of David Beckham, and I can tell you right now, I became a fan. I don't know much about David Beckham. I know he's big in Europe as a soccer superstar. He was the Drake before Drake. He was the Nelly before Nelly. He was the Kobe. Actually, he was in the same era of Kobe, right? I think.
Yeah, I mean, he was after Nelly, but yeah, he came, it was, I think, the biggest stars in each sport. I can't remember who was in the NFL, but when it came to basketball at that time was Kobe, and then Tiger. Obviously, Tiger Woods was huge at that time, and David Beckham in soccer.
In today's sports, just saying young, somebody who's 22, 23 right now. In football, who would be the best player at 23? Would it be Mahomes?
Yeah, exactly. He'd be like the soccer version of Mahomes back in the early 2000s.
What about basketball today? Who would be the biggest young superstar right now?
I mean, in basketball, you got a lot. I mean, I want to say somebody like John Morant's name, but he's more popular than him as far as the age and where he was in his career is comparable. But obviously,
I mean, he's bigger than John Morant.
Off the court things and
he's
popularity.
Bigger than John Morant. I'm gonna tell you guys this.
I mean, he's as big as LeBron, but LeBron's
David
older
Beckham
now.
is the LeBron James of LeBron era in Europe or England. And watching his documentary, it made me so excited for his family. Like I was like, man, this is not only good material for his life as an athlete, but his life with his family. And I think a lot of men should watch the documentary. I think we're gonna pop it up, but I think you should watch the documentary. Let's get into this video because I'm gonna get into details of certain things, how you can catch a man like David Beckham. How can you catch a man in a position like David Beckham? For you women, how do you get involved with a man like this? But also, how do you handle situations when you're dealing with someone who makes money or popular, and then you have 3 or 4s that come into the picture trying to mess up everything? You got to be careful. And I like how his wife handled it. And these people have been married, I think 25, 30 years plus.
I don't know exactly. I could pull it up. I don't think it's been that long, but they've been together for a very long time.
think you should
it
check.
could be about
check
20 or close to 20 years.
I think it's been past 20 lists, but we're gonna check that. But let's get into this video. It gets into a detail. I haven't seen a video yet, but I think it gets into a detail of a woman making an allegation towards David Beckham when he was at his career, and I think he got traded to somewhere in Spain. If I'm for sure, but I think it's amazing that it's funny when an athlete's hit his top tier position, and then he puts out a documentary. How many people come out trying to destroy this man? I just thought it was crazy that a woman will something that happened 20-some years ago will still think just for a moment she still can hold on to her fame. So,
by the way, 24 years. You're right. They've been married since '99.
Look at that. 24 years, man. I mean, wow.
Yeah, time flies. I know it's been that long already.
That's a check. Let's get into the video.
All right, here we go with the first part of this video here.
Rebecca Luce, the woman who claimed she had an affair with David Beckham, has a message for critics after the soccer star's new docu-series drops on Netflix. Rebecca, David's former assistant, who in 2004 alleged she was also the former pro athlete's mistress, is responding to a flood of comments following the release of David and Victoria Beckham's docu-series Beckham, which dropped on October 4th. The former model took to Instagram on October 1st, writing "Hello October." Just days later, following the new documentary, Rebecca acknowledges she's been flooded with nasty messages. In response to an IG user who commented, "Some of the comments on here are disgusting," Rebecca agrees, writing, "Thank you. Am taking in the nasty comments with as much humor as I can." In the series, the couple reflects on the period of time when the soccer star transferred teams from Manchester United to Real Madrid in 2003. The following year, Rebecca gave a TV interview claiming she and Beckham had an affair. At the time, the soccer pro denied the claims in a statement, sharing, "During the past few months, I have become accustomed to reading more and more ludicrous stories about my private life," adding the simple.
Okay, so we're going to pause real quick before we continue this. So it seems like it was a rumor that she started to spread for not sure what reason, maybe for clout, maybe just because she wanted that. But based off what he's saying, calling it ludicrous, saying that it's invalid, never happened, he didn't have an affair with this woman. But she felt the need to go public with this information at that time. How do we feel about her doing what she did and whether it's true or not?
I listen, I can only give my opinion, but I can tell you right now, I watched this documentary and it was amazing. And I seen the commitment of David Beckham, of how much he loved his wife, that he was willing to throw his career away and did almost many times for this woman, right? And he was simping, for sure. He was simping. But like I said, it's okay to simp for the right woman. And he actually got his prize. He set it up for a reason. And he married her and had a child, and then they created a family. I mean, he became a superstar in soccer. But let me tell you something. When you are an athlete, and I have friends who are athletes, you know, a lot of pussy is in front of you. I mean, when you get older and you start being 19, 20, 21, right, you got to make a decision, right? If you're going to go pro or if you're just going to go have a career in some field you choose. But this man, I think, was signed when he was 16 years old to a club, already making a lot of money. And he became a brand where they was paying him £1 million, and he wasn't even 23 yet, just to do a commercial. Bruh. So when you get that type of clout, and keep in mind, he comes from a city in Europe that's not really big and populated, and those are hardworking people. This man comes out of what you would call slums. His parents killed themselves. his parents killed themselves in working, and his dad did everything to teach him soccer. His dad wanted him out. His dad wanted him a part of a club, his dream club. I'm not going to give all the details because you got to watch the documentary. But the point of it is
what do we think? This woman, why would she do this? I guess some could argue, why would she do it even if it was true?
I'm going to tell you
why would she do it if it's a lie?
This is why I'm getting to the point. You know what I mean? Because I had to break that down real quick so you guys get an understanding of David Beckham. But once you get $1 million, right, and you get success, some people think they should attach their name to your success. From what I'm seeing is she seemed like she worked for the family, and she made an allegation that they had an affair. And his wife don't believe it, even though it gets into the details that it destroyed so many times within a place in their family. So I would tell you this. This woman is crazy, and you got to watch out for women like Amber Heard. This is, even though this was 20-some years ago, these women exist. A woman can destroy your career, period.
I think it was because I didn't watch the documentary yet, but I think if she's close with the family or she's around them a lot, I think she did it because she's jealous. I think she maybe liked him, and she envied his wife, how she got him, and I think she did it out of jealousy. That's my opinion.
Just keep this in mind. His wife was a superstar. She was a Spice Girl, something like that.
Right.
She was already
they were huge.
She was already a millionaire, but she didn't pursue David Beckham because his wealth. They sometimes you meet a woman and you guys have the same energy, right? And it just works. I can tell you right now, Ramin, you're right. I think she was jealous. I think she was insecure. She was mad because every woman wants to sit in a spot like a queen. Every woman wants to be a queen.
Denied.
Trust me, I don't care what any woman tells you. Every woman wants to be a queen. Every woman wants to be in a castle. Every woman wants that princess treatment. She wants to do everything to be about her. And sometimes you can achieve it. There's some really beautiful women in this world, some beautiful women, right? So some men can afford that. But I can tell you right now, I think this woman made an allegation, and guess what? When women do this, they should go to jail. When women do this, they should be locked up because it should be accountability towards making a statement like this to try to hurt a man's career. And it did damage a lot of tarnish in his family. And I think we actually have some more information when it comes to the video. Is there some other video you could play on that?
Yeah, we're gonna pick up where we left off here, and see exactly what else is going on with this.
Before he plays this video, pay attention because, like I said, I think David Beckham's wife is an amazing soul. She's definitely added to the list, like Vanessa Bryant. But let's get into this video. Let's finish listening to more of this story.
Entertainment.
It was difficult because I'd been part of a club and a family for my whole career, from the age of 15 to I was 27 years old. I get sold overnight. The next minute I am in a city. I don't speak the language. More importantly, I didn't have my family.
His wife also speaks out on the alleged infidelity and opens up about the pain she felt at the time.
You know, up until Madrid, sometimes it felt like us against everybody else. But we were together, we were connected, we had each other. But when we were in Spain, it didn't really feel like we had each other either. And that's sad. I can't even begin to tell you how hard it was and how it affected me.
You know, every time that we woke up, we felt, you know, there was something else. And you know, we felt that, I think we both felt at the time that we were not losing each other, but drowning. Victoria's everything to me. To see her hurt was incredibly difficult.
Come on, hey, let's go. Please.
But we're fighters. And at that time, we needed to fight for each other. We needed to fight for our family.
The couple have previously denied the claims against David, but Victoria admitted in the 4-part series that back then she began to resent her husband.
If I'm being totally honest, yes, I did. It was probably, if I'm being honest,
Crazy. Look
the
at that.
most unhappy I have ever been in my entire life.
All right, big boy. Told you it'd be okay.
It wasn't that I felt unheard because I chose to internalize a lot of it because I was always mindful of the focus that he needed.
The 48-year-old.
Okay, so just to pause again real quick. Basically, they both had to fight through this whole situation. They
All
both
over-
are denying it, and
All over one woman.
she's saying it sounds like she had doubts. She didn't know for sure back then. She
Well,
thought it
listen,
could have been true, but
listen.
she kept it inside.
Listen.
For his sake, so she doesn't affect him negatively and his career negatively. She kept it inside.
I'm going to say this and I'm going to say this again. To find a man like him, for any woman listening, it's like finding a unicorn. They don't exist, especially if they faithful. I actually truly believe, this is my opinion, I don't think he's ever cheated on his wife. The documentary, the way it's put together, the way he speaks of this woman before he was even married to her. I mean, this dude would travel 4 to 5 hours every day to see her for 15 minutes and then go play a professional cup.
Bruh.
Do you hear me? This man would go against, man, soccer is crazy. He would travel 4 to 5 hours a day. That's simping.
Another one.
That's simping. But he got what he wanted. He got his prize. She has 4 kids. I think she's an amazing woman. And it pisses me off. It pisses me off when I think of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. It pisses me off.
You stupid.
Like, Will, man, this is the kind of wife you should be having.
Beta bear.
Let's take color out of it, okay? I don't care if you black, white, Asian, Korean. I don't care if you're Italian. I don't care. Spanish, Dominican. If you can act like this woman, I mean, look, can you imagine Will Smith where he'd be today? I mean, but hey.
Problem is Jada's the man in that relationship. That's why.
It just kills me because when you watch a documentary like this and you see this woman, what she went through, let me tell you something. First of all, any woman that makes any allegation against a man that's a lie, shame on you. Okay? That's ridiculous.
You stupid.
And I think laws need to be put in place for men to be protected, just like women are protected, right? Men need to be protected from women destroying people's careers. This dude went through hell. I watched the documentary. He went through hell to try to prove to everyone that he was faithful, why he was trying to win World Cups. Like what we call today, what they call Super Bowls or final NBA championships in America. This guy was focused on his family and sports. Why women or the media or paparazzis, and there's paparazzis who follow him since he was a child. There's 2 men, they in the documentary, and they said they never seen him cheat on his wife.
Hey, you never know. It might have been a rival team that paid her off to make that allegation and throw him off his game.
I mean, if that's true,
all kinds of shit goes into this sometimes.
If that's true, they should be kicked out of sports.
Right.
That's
but
crazy.
Teams have done crazy things like this
If
a
any
lot.
team has ever had a woman set up to mess up some other athlete, they should be kicked out of sports. David Beckham, I tip my hat off to you and your family, and I wish you well. You guys should watch the documentary. I don't really want to spend much more time on this, but I can tell you right now, shame on Jada, because I keep messing this up. What is David Beckham's wife name again?
Victoria Beckham.
Victoria Beckham. I tip my head off to you. You are an amazing woman, and you guys deserve everything. Watch the documentary, bro, because I think it gets into the point where how important a woman is truly to a man, right? This dude would pack up. Listen, man, this dude would pack up and leave just for an opportunity, and he'll call his wife and say, all right, we moving again. Go find a house. I mean, how fun is that? And she was like, she'll lose her mind because she didn't want to do that. Relocating for a woman especially when you're raising children, is difficult, right? So I tip my head off to them, man. I think what he achieved and has accomplished in Miami is amazing. Shout out to Messi, bringing all that. You guys just have to watch it. I think, listen, she's added to the top tier female list for sure. Let's get into the next video.
Yeah, let's move on from this and
Entertainment.
get into our next topic in the day. We have a woman here. I think I've seen her a couple times. I don't know exactly who she is, but she got a nice video she made. Let's take a look at it and see how you react.
All right, let's do it. Let's see what's popping.
There was a study done in the UK. I believe it was in 2014. And then it was done again in 2019. It revealed that over 50% of women have a backup plan while still in committed relationships. This means that they have a plan B in case their current relationship fails. Women initiate 70% of the divorces in America. When it comes to college-educated women, this number jumps up to 90%.
It's crazy.
Okay, let's pause this real quick. That is pretty crazy. So as we mentioned, and as you mentioned multiple times on this platform before, women go into relationships or marriages with a plan to already exit.
Yeah.
This study here with this plan B that she's talking about kind of supports that statement.
And it's
And this is crazy that it's 90%.
and it's funny, you know,
What's college educated?
there's no other platform, there's no other podcast saying what I'm saying. Women go into the relationship already planning to exit. I should copyright it and write a book, right, on this shit, right? Because nobody else is saying this. And I don't have to look at the analytics because I can tell you in the dating market, I already know by having females I talk to, and I have this connection with a woman that I already know what she's doing. So if you're dealing with women and you're building some type of relationship with them, see if they give you their passcode to their cell phones.
Denied.
Right? See if they give you their passcode to their Instagram. Right?
Denied.
See if they give you their passcode to any of their social media.
Denied.
Right? See if they give you the passcode even to their bank account.
Denied.
You're not getting that. Only a certain top tier, and even not even a high top tier man can get that. There's only a certain top tier of men, right, that can go to that access where a woman will give it to you willingly because she wants to be committed into a relationship. It's called a contract, right? The problem is a lot of women go into relationships thinking that if he mess up one time, I got a plan B. Right? So they're already talking to 4 niggas who got money, right? They're already talking
What's up, bitch?
to 4 niggas who are broke. They're already talking to 4 niggas who willing to take them out to eat. They're already talking to 4 niggas who will fly them out, right? So
Another one.
how many niggas do it adds up to? I mean, shit. Where we at? 24, 25? So I know personally, I could tell you right now, I have females I know personally that I have their information to get into their Facebook, Instagram, or any social media platform. And I can look into their DMs and I can tell you right now, some of these women are getting hit 30 times a day. What is wrong with you, simps? Captain Simps.
Beta Bear.
That's not a boss. Huh. And I mean, that's not a captain. You're bro, you're a simp. You're going into, it makes perfect sense, bro.
I mean, if you got this many men reaching out to you daily,
it makes sense.
It makes sense to take advantage of the situation and play this stupid game.
It's like a 9-year-old going into his favorite thing is ice cream, and you take him into a room filled with ice cream. What do you think he's gonna do? He's gonna sugar. He gonna sugar out. He gonna try everything.
You stupid.
You men are really giving these women a ticket, okay? A ticket, listen to me, to the candy factory. You're giving these women a ticket to the candy factory, and she can go in there and try anything she likes. And what happens is she becomes addicted and obsessed to that attention. She's going to keep advertising herself. And when a woman gets into a career and she's successful and she can hold her own, she's independent from you. She doesn't need you no more unless you bringing something to the table.
Emotional, damn it.
Those are career women, and those women are dangerous.
She's saying 90% that graduated from college I think that's what she said.
Yeah.
Have a plan B. That's like, it might as well be 100%. It's
Listen,
so
man,
close.
I'm gonna say this again because simps get mad. They say shit in the comments. They're this mad. Look, man. If you're making $40K a year and you got a 9, you're a lucky person. But she's not gonna stay with you. Most likely, she's just not. Unless you keep trying to achieve. You can't be comfortable. As a man, we are supposed to be kings. All of us should be trying to fight for a position of power, right? It's just the way it is. You can't change female nature. Women want top tier men. They want guys who's leaders, right? If a woman's leading the relationship, it's going to fail. Like Andrew Tate says, right? You have to be a top man. You have to be top G. If you're not trying to be top G, what are you doing? We all in the competition, right? Just stop dealing with women who's not going to help assist you to whatever you're trying to achieve, right? And if a woman going in with plan 2, plan 3, A, B, C.
She got plan B, C, D,
D,
and
E, F, G.
That's what she's missing in the video. It's not just plan B. This shit could go all the way to Z.
I mean,
could go through the whole alphabet.
You cannot get into women. I'm going to say it again, bro. You cannot date women, okay, like Jada Pinkett, okay? And you can't be simps like Stephen Harvey. You cannot be a simp like Stephen Harvey, and you can't be like Will Smith. Please. And it's not a fucking delusion. Maybe for them. But I truly think that it's the biggest scam in Hollywood. I truly think the biggest scam in entertainment for black media, Will Smith and Jada. But listen, we're going to get into the next video. I'm going to just tell you guys this very quickly. Women go into the relationship planning to exit. They already got a plan B all the way to plan D. Some got a higher number than that or a higher letter. You got to understand, you got to vet these women. You got to know if they willing to give you the passcode to their information, then it's solid. None of that fucking GPS follow me bullshit. Like they go into iPhones and say, here's my location. Fuck out of here.
Moving on to the next topic. We got Andrew Tate. Looks like he's got something to say here. And let's take a look and see what he has for us today.
Yeah, let's do that. I actually, before we get in this video, I like Andrew Tate. I like his brother. I think Tristan Tate. I think these guys are good for men, truthfully. Outside of all the bullcrap allegations and shit.
Yeah, most people say that they're not good. They're misogynist. They hate women.
Not
and
true.
They're trying to take it back to like the 1200s or whatever. But it's the delivery, I think, that makes people think that.
And let me tell you something.
If you take the delivery out, I think if you dissect it, there is some truths in there.
No. I before we play this video, I just need 10 seconds. Women needs to stop telling us how to talk with a delivery. If I tell you to sit down, sit down. It's not a disrespectful thing. I'm a leader. Let me lead. I love you. I care for you. I'm not telling you to do something because I want to feel like I'm in control. This man is a top G for a reason, right? There's women who actually will listen to a man and sit down. The ones who don't want to do it, you're going to be alone. You're gonna die alone. I'm telling you. Like, listen to this man. I tell all men to follow Andrew Tate. I think these guys are amazing. These are top G's. All guys should want to be top tier men. These are the guys you got to follow. Outside of all the other bullcrap of his allegations, when I'm talking about how he runs his image, how he handles his business, towards how he builds his brand, those are the things I'm talking about. When it comes to the conversation of buying certain things or living a lifestyle, those are the things I'm talking about. Outside of all these other negative BS about females we don't care about. Let's get into the video.
Yeah, let's play this and see what he has to say.
If a woman sleeps with multiple people, that's cheating. That's absolutely unacceptable on every level. Men and women are not the same. Look at history. Every single king, every single sultan had more than one woman. Never in any point in history was there a woman with a bunch of men and that was accepted. So a woman can't go around fucking people and pretend it's the same as a man running around fucking people. It's absolutely not the same. Men have never been faithful. A man can only cheat if he loves someone else. If I have a woman who I truly love and I go out and fuck and I come back to her and I don't care about her and I only love my girl, that's not cheating. That's exercise. If she even talks to a dude, it's cheating. Because females are emotionally invested.
Okay, so we'll pause that real quick. Obviously, the majority, if not 100% of women that see this are going to call it a bullshit double standard. Why is it that a man can cheat and a woman can't? Why can't they both cheat or both not cheat? He kind of explained his opinion on it.
I mean, it's
he's
his
saying
opinion.
If a man cheats, he almost never, or it seems like he's saying never, is doing it with his emotions. He's just doing it to get a nut and move on. If a woman cheats, there's emotions involved, and I guess that creates a possibility of leaving the man for the other man, which he calls that's actual real cheating. So,
I mean, it depends on
how do you
body
feel? Is it a
count.
double standard, or should men cheat and women can't?
I mean, life ain't fair. So it is a man and a woman is not the same, and life ain't fair. It's not. Listen, we're not equal. Okay, we're not equal. So, is it fair? No. I mean, it goes back to like the documentary with David Beckham. I truly think he was faithful to this woman, right? Some men are like that. Some, but you're not gonna get if you took 1 million men on this planet. Okay, I truly believe if you took 1 million men, only 10,000 out of 1 million will be truly faithful, and that's still a high number. But men who don't cheat, it's because they don't have options. They don't have. They never been to the chocolate factory. Trust me. They never been to. They just don't have the options. They don't have the. How can I say this? They don't have the status. That's
denied.
They don't have the swagger. They're not James Harden.
What you're saying is, if any man had the option, he'd do it.
Yes.
The men that don't do it are rare, like David Beckham. Obviously, David Beckham had options to do it,
but the benefit.
And he didn't.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you.
Or maybe he did. We just don't know.
This is what y'all not understanding. Okay, this is very important. Please listen, women. Please listen. The reason why it worked for David Beckham is because he got married before he was 24. He married this woman at a young age, so he built that bond with her where he didn't have to step out for another woman because he built the bond. This is why they tell you, young girls, stop chasing the nightlife. Stop chasing the bullshit and settle down and find a husband. And I commend every woman in the world who's 24, 25 married with one baby daddy and have 2-3 kids. I commend you. I'm not going against it. That's why they had a better shot to be successful. But when you 34, 35, 37, 42, 45, 55, thinking you're going to find your husband, you're tripping.
Stop the cap.
You lost your goddamn mind. You're delusional. You're dreaming. Now, can it happen? Yes, but we need to look at the greater number of how many relationships are not working. And you got women out here right now sleeping with their daughter's boyfriends, sleeping with their daughter's best friends. These are women that is settling to the trash because they can't get Mr. Right no more.
Hello, your computer has virus.
What did you do in your 20s? I was having this conversation. I'm going to get on two subjects. I was having the conversation. I was getting my hair done. You know what I'm saying? And the black lady said something to me, and she said she seen something on my show. She was against it. She didn't like what I said. And I said, what did I say that hurt your feelings? She said, well, that we missed our shot. Because I'm 40-some years old, I'm not going to find my husband. I looked at her and said, well, what was you doing in your 20s?
You stupid.
She said, I was having fun. And I said, that's the problem.
That was your shot.
That was your shot.
That you missed.
That you missed.
She doesn't get it.
And I was trying to explain to her, well, she was like, men was having fun too. And I said, but men are broke in their 20s and 30s. They're 1%. So while you out there want it, because that's what people want at 21, 22. Every man prefers a 21-year-old. I don't care what anybody tells you. Every man prefers a 21-year-old. There's a new, fresh one coming out of the oven every day. And as bad as that sound, as soon as a woman at 47 acts up,
another one.
We replace you with a 21-year-old. As soon as a 35-year-old woman acts up, we replace you with a 21-year-old. As long as a man has position and power and money, he can do that at any time.
Emotional, damn it.
Right? But for a man to do that, he can't do it in his 20s and 30s. A man has his fun in his 40s when a woman has her fun in her 20s. That's the difference. You had your shot. You messed up. Now you 40. And men don't want you because they can replace you with a 21-year-old or a 25-year-old or a 28-year-old, right?
So just to go back to what Tate here is saying, it's not the same. Like if Beckham cheated, he most likely, according to Andrew Tate, would still be married and still be living happily ever after with his wife. But if Victoria cheated on David, she is more likely to leave him and divorce and go to this other man she found she cheated with. That's what he's trying. That's his point he's trying to make.
And listen, the moment a man cheats, it's like pissing. But when a woman cheats, it's emotional. And this is why I was getting into the body count. When a woman has a high body count, she has too many emotional connections with men that she doesn't have no more emotion, right? Eventually, if you constantly hit something, it's going to get weaker, right? So if you constantly hit something, it's going to get weak, right? So it's the same concept. These women only cheat if they're emotional, meaning for another man to conquer their body, they already left you and you're not coming back. Can it work? No. Has it worked? Maybe. But you ain't never going to hear from this podcast that I'm going to say, yes, it's going to work. Cash Money Dreams podcast, we don't do that shit here. And it will never, ever, ever happen. I'm going to tell a man right now, if a woman cheats on you, you leave and you never go back. Ever. Don't be a Stephen Harvey, man. Don't be a Will Smith. Can you imagine a woman cheating on you? And we about to get into another video because we are winding down. But listen to me. Can you imagine a woman cheating on you with a man that fucks other men? Man. Oh my God, man. Jada, what was you thinking? Will, she holding her book and you celebrating with her book. Oh my God, bro. Listen,
they want the world to know.
Listen,
but at the same time, they want her to keep it a secret.
Listen.
So which is it?
Listen, at the end of the day, if a woman cheats, it's emotional. You lost her, right? That's why David Beckham was successful with his wife. He got her younger, where you can mold a woman. There's nothing wrong with a man molding a woman to something that's going to be good for the kingdom, right? What, you think you women should mold a man? That's why y'all failing. Y'all trying to mold men into your likeness. It's destroying everything that we stand for. It's that simple. I think Andrew Tate is right. I think it's not the same. A woman who cheats is emotional and you lost her. And if a man cheats, it's like pissing. But should all men cheat? No, I'm not saying men should cheat, okay? But I tell you, is if you're a top-tier man, he might cheat. He might step out on you once in a while. And it doesn't mean anything because he comes right back home. And actually, before we get in this video, I was talking to a woman yesterday. I was in the club, and I said something. We was actually, before we went to the club, we was at a restaurant with a whole bunch of, I had a table, it was like 10, 12 girls, okay? And one of the girls who was sitting there, very pretty Spanish girl, and she was like, her longest relationship was like 9 years. And I was like, well, what happened? She said, well, it just didn't work out. You know what I mean? I had bigger plans. And I looked at her and said, what about his plans? And she was like, I mean, his plans didn't match with mine. And I said, well, so now you single? She's like, yeah. She's like, but I'm looking, I'm dating. And I said, so what do you feel about a man that has multiple women? She was like, no, I would never accept that. I would never let that happen. And I was like, but if he's a top tier man and he has, I don't care. I don't care if he had $100 million or a billionaire. I would never accept it. And I told her, well, you had the right guy who stood 9 years with you, right? That was a commitment. 9 years, but you walked away.
Did that guy ever step out on her?
No.
So then that's not the most important thing to her?
No.
Or she just wants her cake and she wants to eat it too? She wants everything to be perfect on the checklist.
She wants everything to be perfect for her. But she won't accept a man who worked his ass off to get to a top tier position to step out once in a while. She said that she would never accept it. So I told her, you're going to have a difficult time dating. I'm in a club last night. We in a section, and she a beautiful woman. She getting hit by man, by man, by man. I'm just like, these guys don't even know what they're in for.
She's Goldilocks.
Let's get into the next video.
Yeah, let's move on and get into our last topic of the day here. Let's see what we have from a specific podcast. I've seen these guys before. They're pretty popular.
Yeah, I like them.
Let's see what this guest has to say on here.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I see this podcast. I see the 30-minute clips. I think it's dope. I like what he's doing. Having a lot of young girls on there and trying to make them understand. Even though these girls still say this stupid shit and they still walk off the show thinking in their delusional mindset the way they think. And when the evidence and the facts are put in front of them, they don't care.
It's more important to be right than to know the truth.
They don't care. They just think they're going to get what they're going to get and it's going to happen for them. This is why Hollywood needs to be stopped. Social media has fucked these children.
Well, there's actually in this video something else that I think needs to be stopped is what it's implying. Let's see what it talks about.
Let's get in this.
Is a bad thing?
Very bad. Absolutely bad. Terrible.
Shots fired.
Super bad.
They've done studies on the effect that porn has on both men and women, and if we're just talking about men, studies have shown that it has all-around negative effects on men, not only in their relationships, but also in their productivity and their energy levels, in their desire to achieve more for their lives. There's a direct correlation for how much men are consuming porn and how stagnant their life is. And because of the dopamine increase that they get when they watch porn, it makes it harder to get that dopamine in other places. So they'll feel less satisfied in their work, they'll feel less satisfied in their partner, less attracted to their partner in real life. There was direct correlation for how many Instagram models they followed, how much they're scrolling, how much time they're spending on their phone looking at these women, and how attracted they felt to their partner or people they were meeting in real life.
Okay, let's pause this real quick. So what they're basically saying here is porn is not good for men long term.
Right.
And it even goes as far as to social media, Instagram, apps like this, dating apps, all these things she named, where if you're just sitting there and spending 20% of your time or 50% of your time or 80% of your time scrolling through porn, Instagram models and all this other shit, it not only takes you away from being productive, it also makes you want something like that all the time, or else you're not interested. Your attention span turns to shit. Do we agree with this? Is this killing men's mentality long term?
I'm gonna tell you this. You either get the blue pill or the red pill. What pill do you take? Do you want to stay in the Matrix? Or do you want to stay in a fake world? That's the question. And you gotta understand, men watch this stuff because it's publicized. Everything today that women do to get money is sexualizing themselves at the highest level. We just had a conversation offset about a UFC female fighter. In her whole career, she
made less money in her fighting career than she did in the first day on OnlyFans.
She went on OnlyFans one day and showed the pussy, the body, something that belongs, her temple, to no one. And she publicized it to the world. Millions of people watched her because she was very big in the UFC world. And they paid for it. And
she actually wasn't even a champ. Like, she was popular because she's in UFC, but she was not like a top 25 popular fighter
she was a professional
at all.
fighter.
But she was like, I understand it though. It makes sense.
Let me put it like this: if she was on the team with Kobe Bryant, she'd be a bench warmer. Okay, let's put it that way.
Right.
But she's still making some type of money, right? But one day that she logs on and she shows her tempo, her body and her soul to the world, she makes millions of dollars. Right? You can't ever get that back. In 20 years, 15 years, 10 years, your kids are gonna hate you. I don't care what any of these women say. Your children are gonna hate you. And you can't take that back, right? So you gotta be very careful. I think men out here are very weak. And the problem is they don't have options. Because men with options wouldn't do this. They wouldn't. Just think about this. For every guy that you see with his cell phone, listen, women, listen very carefully. For every guy you see with his cell phone that's looking at his phone, there's a 60% chance he's looking at another woman or he's looking at porn.
Another one.
That's how much society has sexualized women. That's how much society has put women on the market to brand themselves as sex objects. And a lot of women are capitalizing, and they call themselves independent and equal to men. You think because you showed your pussy for $4.99 and you got 100,000 men to subscribe, you as equal as a man who goes down in the sewers and take care of shit.
You stupid.
Truthfully, you think you're equal to a man that builds buildings on high skyscrapers, who digs oil from the bottom of the ocean. $4.99 showing your body is compared to a man that's building the world you live in. You women are delusional. You're living in a dream world. And before we end this show, because it's winding down, I just think it's very important that you got to understand. It's very easy to sell your body if you're a woman, right? It's very hard for a man to build himself. Guys who watch porn, it only proves that they're lonely. It only proves that they're hurting inside. Now, can a man watch porn? I'm not knocking men who watch porn. I'm just saying if you're obsessed with porn, something mentally wrong with you and you must seek help, okay? If you're spending 60, 70% of your life looking up Instagram models and just going through pages looking at women, something wrong with you.
Stop it. Get some help.
Like fix yourself. But hey, it's women's fault.
Well, I think to conclude though on this is that it's a negative effect on both. The men are not being productive. They're just hypnotizing themselves and it can hurt them long term, like this woman just said on the video.
Yeah.
And women live later when they get in their 40s, 50s, they regret what they did. So both people get hurt by doing it.
You also got to look at this, Ramin. A lot of men settle with women they truly don't want to be with, and because they don't have a choice. They settle because you're giving them your body, right? So it's worth the headache. You might get ass shots, and he likes it. You must get your body redone, and he likes it. You got a fat ass booty, and he likes it, right? So he's settling with you, or when he already know you got like 30 bodies, right? He already know that you on Instagram, and 80% of your pictures is sexualizing yourself. He already knows that, but he's weak because he can't go out and get real women. He goes out and get community pussy. He's used to community women who all have probably combined of the 4 women that he fucks with within the next month period, combined of 1,000 bodies. Those women combine their bodies are almost 250 men they slept with. Those men are weak. High tier men ain't sleeping with a woman that has 250 bodies. And if they do sleep with that woman, she's only there for the weekend. And she goes right back to the street. I mean, she ain't staying with a high tier man in the penthouse. Trust me. These men have top tier women like Vanessa Bryan. These women have top tier top tier women just like David Beckham's wife. They're not dealing with trash. No man wants it. And porn is bad on both sides. I 100% agree. I think when a woman sexualizes herself, she shoots herself for the future.
They both live to regret it.
Yeah.
One regrets watching it, one regrets doing it.
And a guy who sits on watching porn too much, you hurt yourself because it gives you no confidence to talk to a woman. Like, it kills both sides. Now, listen, the world is what it is. You just have to learn how to operate around it. But listen, this ends the show. It's your boy Cash. Cash Money Dream Podcast. We here. We ain't going nowhere. Listen, like and subscribe. Follow us on every platform. The blogs we got an event on the blog right now. Quavo will be on the 28th, I believe, right? And also hit the clips, hit the videos, like and subscribe. Follow us on our platform, TikTok, Instagram. We see your comments. We do everything we can to reply.
All these are in the description, by the way, cashmoneydreams.com, and along with all the platforms that we're on, our Twitter or X, we should call it now.
And the merchandise coming. We have so many things in place that's coming. Like I said, this is a process.
Just like this laptop cover you guys see here.
Yeah, so everything's a placement. It just takes time. But listen, I appreciate you guys. I truly do. Like and subscribe. It's your boy Cash. I'm out of here. Thank you for watching the Cash Money Dreams podcast. Like and subscribe. Follow us on every platform. Stay tuned. Every week we drop in a new episode. It's your boy Cash, man.